Aries, welcome to your intimate tarot reading and energy read that's good for the next several months. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. Now, if you're new to my channel, you'd like to know why I read intimate tarot, specifically sexual energy, it will be outlined in the description box. Regardless of whether or not you're used to this reading type, I just want you to know, if you are someone who is not comfortable with the topics of sexuality, sexual expression, sexual energy, how it relates to us as people, and thus has the opportunity to affect our relationships, this is not the reading type for you, okay? Feel free to pass this one up. No offense taken. I understand. All right, we'll resume our regular scheduled readings in a couple of weeks when I'll be doing Celtic Cross, all right? But yeah, there you go. I don't want anyone to watch anything that they find offensive or find no value in. It would be a waste of your time, not to mention mine, okay? But I do find value in understanding our sexual energy, as it is spiritually linked to us, it is emotionally linked to us, thus the more we know. And that is my basic operating principle, yeah? You know? And if you've never seen sexual energy readings before, you know, hopefully you'll stick around and it might be useful to you, you know? And for those of you who've been around, you know what's up, you're part of my Aries collective, welcome back. You know what's going on. Show me that Aries sexual energy, please. Show me that Aries sexual energy, please. What's going on, please? And again, this will be for the next several months. Show me what I need to see, please, for that Aries. Show me what I need to see, please, for that Aries sexual energy. We're going to start with the recent past. We're going to look at it briefly because, as we know, past energy does have the opportunity to play into our current energy and then potentially future. Show me what's going on there. Let's see, excuse me, the Four of Wands, some sort of relationship energy, right? It could be commitment, does not have to be. The Four of Wands classically just means my energy, okay, stands up for your energy. We understand that we're in something, i.e. a relationship, okay? Now, with that Four of Wands, we have the concept of walls, okay? So depending on the energy between these two people, I may or may not see some sort of definition of walls between you two. That's what a relationship is. It's at various stages. However, your sexual energy in the recent past is telling me that it was standing up for somebody, okay? It's there. And hopefully it was balanced, okay? Current Queen of Swords, your energy, your sexual energy, contemplating it, what's going on there? It's kind of gotten into a detached space, a little cold, a little detached. We'll see. We're going to see what's going on there. Crossing the moon, there's some things that you're trying to come to terms with in a knowledgeable way about your kind of sexual energy, where it is, it's under the moon. It's either withdrawn, and you're not sure why. That's why you're trying to look at it analytically, critically with the Queen of Swords, a little detached from your sexual energy, and I do believe you want to know why. You might have taken it to the moonscape, okay, where there's things about your sexual energy that are just hidden, not for display, or they're just not coming out right now, but you want to know why. There's a certain level of absence, okay, in your sexual energy, but you seem to be aware of it to some extent. The one who is surrounding you, Ten of Swords, well, that's not so great. They're showing me pain. They're showing me an ending, okay? If you have Sag in your chart, theirs was quite powerful, and it had very distinct markers surrounding it, okay? So if you have some strong Sag in your chart, if you're connecting one, you might want to check theirs out, okay? Their sexual energy towards you is defensive, combative, Nine of Wands. Oh, this is no bueno. No, no, no. And you're kind of trying to figure out why. Why is that sexual energy defensive? Why is it blocked? Why does it feel like it's over? You want to know. Where has their energy gone, their sexual energy towards you? Where has it gone? Where has your own gone in reaction to it? Can't quite tell what your relationship with this person is yet, but it's definitely got some sharp edges around it regarding that sexual energy. The next several months, Temperance, again, Sagittarian energy, Page of Pentacles, the Empress. You obviously would like to heal the sexual energy, either within you or within your relationship or both, okay? I just know that where it is and where you want it to be are two different things, entirely two different things. Now, whether or not you're interested in healing the sexual energy in the person that is connected to you, I don't know. I see a Page of Pentacles, and that has a lot of, well, hypothetical built into it. It could suggest new direction. Or are you wanting to invest in healing in this? Or are you wanting to invest in another direction? Because the Empress is one of the most powerful cards in sexual energy in tarot. She is, in fact, in tarot, one of the most powerful cards. And the Empress, as I was discussing with Taurus, is all-encompassing of our energy. That is the best of ourselves. This is someone who loves unconditionally, and that includes their body, how they express their love energy, their sexual energy, all of it. Because they are so pleased and so loved unconditionally, they can do the same for others. It has no hang-ups. It has no sense of selfish interest. It says, I give the best of myself because I know I get the same. Thus I'm content, and more than content, I'm pleased, I'm happy. This is someone who is very in touch with their body. They're not shy about it, they're not afraid of it, they're very sensual. This is someone who can easily be guided by their senses, give a great deal of themselves, creatively, harmoniously, with a wholesome intention behind it. Okay? And again, they can do so because they are free to do so. They are connected to someone who helps them make them feel this way. I can be my best self with you, thus I can give the best of myself to you unconditionally. This is what you want for yourself, and no doubt in any connection that you are in. I want to know which way your temperance is leaning towards. Do you want to heal your sexual energy with this person and get it to that point of the Empress? Because right now their energy towards you is not so great. It always feels difficult, their sexual energy towards you. Combative, pushy, offy. Does not come together in a way that's fluid or feels natural or organic. Nobody wants that, right? This person might have a very hard time or is struggling with their own sense of sexual identity and sexual energy towards you. Within themselves, within the relationship. That's why it has the potential to affect everything we're in. Because it always begins with us as individuals. Right? You've heard it said many ways and in many different... it's just, well, it comes in many different forms. And almost every language recognizes it. You can't love someone else until you love yourself. You can't give someone their sexual energy unless you have appreciation for it within yourself first. And then actually want to give it to someone else. That's what unconditional love and unconditional loving-based, healthy sexual energy is. Let's keep going. Your sexual strengths, Knight of Pentacles, you're willing to take it slow. Give things time. That's interesting speed for you. Obstacles here is the Two of Pentacles, too much mixed feelings, emotions about what the other person wants to do with their bodies, sexually, what's going on with them, what would make them happy. You're willing to take it slow. You're willing to do what you need to do to please your person. Knight of Pentacles, again for you, is very interesting energy in terms of speed. You don't want to rush anyone's physical energy. You don't want to rush your own sexual energy either. There's confusion here, though, about what the other person wants, and you seem to be like, I can wait it out. We can discover this if we need to. We'll see. Outcome at this time, the High Priestess, yes, use your intuition, please. In terms of your own sexual energy, what is your body saying to you? What is your own particular fire speaking to you? How does it relate to your emotions? Can you feel that? Can you go with the particular flow of your sexual energy and where it guides you? What are your needs, okay, in sexual energy? Are they being met? Are you able to meet the other person's needs and expectations or desires of sexual energy or lack thereof? And if that's the case, is that something that you want? So there's a lot to think about here today. There's a lot to think about here today. Let's get into it. I'm terribly curious about this Four of Wands. You're showing me the moon. There's some Piscean energy here as well as Sagittarius, as we've discussed. Excuse me. Earth energy as well, but that seems to be coming from within you. Does not have to be. What's going on? Show me this Four of Wands, please. Show me that Four of Wands, please. Show me that Four of Wands, please. So I know your sexual energy was standing up for somebody who should ideally be mirroring it back to you or reflecting it back to you. Again, the idea of the Four of Wands is that we're supposed to be energetically on the same page, okay? And that includes your sexual expression, all right? Show me that Four of Wands, please, for Aries. The Empress, that's the healthy respect of it. Knight of Wands, goodness me, that is gorgeous. Beautiful. Oh, 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 oh. Ten of Swords reflecting back on them. Okay. All right, so we ID'd this person. Okay, we've... Yeah, Two of Cups. So the Four of Wands, we have a sexual relationship here with somebody that is obviously more than that. This is someone who is a partner, okay? The Empress energy, so it's already telling me, based on here as well as here, this is the same person. The Empress and the Ten of Swords, repeating energies. This is very good consistency. We have passion for this person, but we also feel pain. We have pain in terms of the expression from this person, or rather lack thereof, either from your part, their parts, or the both of yours. But there was an understanding that once upon a time your sexual energy used to be of mutual interest. That we felt very good as the Empress. That we were able to give ourselves and our bodies, specifically our sexual energy, Knight of Wands, without regard, in that sense of I don't have to think about it. I know my energy fits you and your energy fits mine. We don't have to argue about it. We just come together naturally. That's the way it should be. Yes. So you saw this person this way, or you experienced this person this way at some point in your relationship. Okay. But there's pain surrounding it with the Ten of Swords, specifically in regards to the sexual energy. I don't think that you think any less of this person. But there's this idea here that somebody's very much out of touch with their sexual energy and how it relates to them, and thus how it's affecting the relationship. Otherwise, it's here. Until you remember it. And there's someone who is very comfortable with their body, very, very sensual. And again, they can give themselves freely, knowing that they are in a safe, secure, and unconditionally loving relationship. And that's the way it should be. Okay. The Empress is beautiful energy in sexual tarot. It's the best of the best. Very strong. The only other really strong energy in tarot and sexual energy is the Devil, which isn't necessarily bad. Okay. It does happen. But the Empress is very strong. Let's keep going. Show me the Queen of Swords. Your sexual energy, it looks like it's on lockdown, not necessarily because it wants to be. But it seems to be. Queen of Swords, please. Show me that Queen of Swords, please. You're in this position now where you're thinking about your sexual energy in yourself with this person and what it means. How it's affecting you both. Show me this Queen of Swords, please. And the Queen and King of Swords, to their credit, they want to know. They're very analytical, logical people. They want to know. They want to know what's going on. Okay. Show me that Queen of Swords, please. There's the High Priestess again, so now we know who you are. And the Two of Swords, it's like you can't hear yourself. Despite the fact that you are communicating with this person, you're still confused on the intuitive level about what's going on. So I can kind of see why you detached from your feeling and you're trying to look at things logically regarding the sexual energy between you two, which makes perfect sense. It's like you can feel the truth of things, but despite the communication that's here with the Eight of Wands, you're confused about your sexual energy with this person. And you're trying to look at it. You're trying to look, and I see you have communication with this person, honey. But it's like, despite the communication, it's not living up to what you're feeling. So I do believe you're getting the reassurances that all is well, but you know something's not right. You feel it. Okay. Because the words are not matching the deed. I love you. And how come it doesn't feel that way? Well, sex isn't the only form of love, Aries. I know that. But shouldn't it be part of it? The words are not matching the deed, and it's not living up to your intuition. You know this, hence the moon. Show me the moon, please. I want to see very much what's going on with them, and maybe we can figure out. Because the communication's not matching up to what you're feeling, you know this. They're telling me that they're still into you. They're telling me they still love you. They're telling me they're still turned on by you. And yet it still doesn't feel right. The words are not matching the action. Okay. Show me the moon, please. Show me the moon, please. I do apologize. The weather has finally cooled down here in Texas, which means it's in the upper 80s. So that's nice. But with any weather changes, as you know, if you've been around the channel for a while, my vocal cords, they're so temperamental. The moon, the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Cups. Wow, wow, Six of Cups. There is so much desire and love here from a healthy Aries. There really is. The Queen of Swords, looking at this situation, is not who you are. You don't like being detached from your sexual energy. Not at all. I'm looking at quite the Aries. And you feel like you cannot show it towards your person, for which there is a great deal of love and a great deal of respect for the sexual energy. A great deal. And that's under the moon. And that's not where you want it to be. That's not the Aries you are. The Aries that you are in relationship to your sexual energy says, I feel this, but this is my reality with you. So against my own sense of will and who I am as a person, I have become a Queen of Swords, kind of looking at our communication, wondering why I'm not satisfied with it, and why I don't feel like, despite what you're telling me, I'm not satisfied with the explanation because the words are not living up to the action. Yes, makes perfect sense. The best of Aries, who is loving and romantic, you have a strong appreciation for the nostalgia and the tie between you two with the Six of Cups. And you're highly sensual with the Queen of Pentacles. That's who you actually are. Is the aspect that's under the moon. Okay. You actually have very lovely, beautiful energy. And it's under the moon. It's like you feel like those parts are not welcome at this time. You're not allowed to show you your heart space as the King of Cups. Yeah, some very strong worth. I just tried to combine the waters and the earth together. The waters. Water and earth. You have some very strong water and earth components in you that altogether is exquisite. You have a huge heart space. Your sexual energy, as it should be, case in point, when I read Intimate Tarot, is so people can see how one plays into the other. Our sexuality, when we are in a safe, loving relationship, should be able to express itself as a form or extension of that safe, healthy relationship. It is an expression of love if it is based in love. The Aries I'm looking at, your sexual energy is based in love. Okay? And it's beautiful. You have some high-ranking energy here that is highly sensual. You say you know your body. You say you know you how like to be touched. You know what you like to experience in your senses, and it pleases you immensely, the King of Cups. Okay? It's tied to your heart space. Your physical energy is. And with someone of some standing, with the Six of Cups, but it's under the moon. It's like you're not allowed to bring those qualities out, or you feel like they're not welcome. So again, what you're presenting on the surface and who you are underneath that are two different things. And I can see that there's tension here. You opened with it, and you don't want it to be that way. Okay? Let's see what's going on with your person. They're showing me the Ten of Swords, tying back to this person whom you've identified as an Empress in terms of the sexual energy. In other words, you feel that this is your ideal mate. Someone that you should have an all-or-nothing relationship with, and that includes your sexual energy and your emotional energy. It's like, I want all of you, is what your energy is telling me. I want all of you. I want all of you. That's what I understand a relationship to be. That's what I understood our relationship to be. I want all of you, not just parts of you. I want you to be comfortable. This person's not comfortable with their body? It's like you're telling them, I want you to be comfortable with me. I love all of you. Where's that coming from? The Empress, again, I told you, the supreme comfort of our personal bodies, and also being in a relationship that we know is healthy, so we can give all of ourselves without hesitation or reservation, the way it should be. That tells me then perhaps for one of you, they're not comfortable with their body. or they don't feel out of touch with their sensuality. That means their physical form. Perhaps they feel that they don't like how they look. That's not the point. The Aries I'm saying is that I love you unconditionally. I want all of you. Everything you have to offer, I want it. And then I can give you the best of myself too. I want to get back there. Don't you want to get back there? And you're confused. And I don't blame you. And the Queen of Swords wants answers, and that's not who you are. You're not interested in being a Queen of Swords. But you're hearing somebody, Eight of Wands, talk to you. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. How come I'm still confused about this? The word's not living up to the deed. In other words, no, not everything's fine. Especially if you feel you have to put your best qualities on a shelf or hidden. Okay? You're telling me I want all of you. Show me the Ten of Swords in this person, please. Show me the Ten of Swords, please. Perhaps someone no longer sees themselves as attractive, or they don't see their partner as attractive. I don't know. Show me that Ten of Swords, please. The Four of Cups, we cannot get on the same page from within the self. In the Ten of Cups, the relationship energy is here. There is a pull in this person, the Knight of Cups, Ten of Cups. They have lost touch with their vulnerability. Okay. That has been the access or the gateway to the Ten of Cups, the relationship, the overall emotional harmony. You can have a Ten of Cups with somebody, but not necessarily a Four of Wands. So I am seeing a relationship here that had the premise for the overarching Ten of Cups. My emotions plus yours equals a happy household. Yes? So yeah, this is looking more like on the commitment side. It doesn't have to be anything of long-standing relationship value. Okay? So the Four of Cups and the Ten of Cups, this person cannot get on board with themselves about their emotional harmony in this relationship. Thus, their sexual energy is also in that kind of perilous state of being out of touch with itself, not being cohesive, thus not being expressed. Their emotional energy towards themselves has changed. Thus, they think it's the relationship. It's not. It's coming from within. Okay? Makes sense? They think it's because their feeling for the relationship has changed. It's actually what's going on within them that has changed. They feel a level of disappointment. And it has affected their ability to be vulnerable. Thus sexually expressive, romantic or otherwise. I don't know how honest they are being with themselves, not too much, because you're confused by their communication. You tell me you love me or you're still attracted to me, but yet here we are. Their gateway to the happiness with you, as they last understood it, comes down to vulnerability, emotional vulnerability. They equate it to sadness and pain, Ten of Swords, or that it's over. They're emotionally disappointed, they know that. A little checked out, a little lethargic, maybe low-level depressed. Okay. They seem to think it's about the relationship and how it's affecting them. On the contrary, it's coming from within and affecting the relationship outwards. The Nine of Wands, their sexual energy towards you is... it's tired. It's tired. They don't see it as refreshing or a source of mutual exchange, of bonding. Okay, the way sexuality should be between two people. This is how we bond. This is how we show love and appreciation of each other. They see it as an exhausting element, and that exhaustion is coming from a space of emotional disconnectivity, disappointment within themselves, sadness within themselves. They think it's a relationship issue. No. How we experience things first, inward, goes outward. Now, when it's in the reverse, when it is truly outward going inward, that means this is making me feel bad. Thus, it's changing my output. The reason why I'm not saying that is because I'm seeing an Aries who very much wants to give more. And says, I remember when I could. I'd like to get back to that, please. I want all of you. The Nine of Wands. So this is a tricky one. This one's a tricky one. Some of that Nine of Wands. Resistance to the sexual energy. They have their guard up. Their energy's tired. Or it's not giving, or it's not yielding. Yeah, I can see that the vulnerability is an issue with this person. It's like that's what it is. They equate sexuality to vulnerability. Somehow they got that translation over time. And it's like if they open up sexually towards you, they have to be emotionally vulnerable too, and they're not able to. I see. I see. They equate their sexuality to vulnerability. In a way, it's true, but they take it's going to a negative space. Like if they show that sexuality towards you, it means being emotionally vulnerable, and that's just not where they are right now. They're in that space that says, I'm emotionally detached. I want to be left alone. And so if they show you that softness, if they show you that kind of sexual expression that is love, it's like them being weak. And they can't show you that. Or they don't want to. There's the Four of Wands. They're reflecting it back on you. King of Wands. Temperance. They want to heal it too. They want to heal it too. They want to heal. Literally, they want to heal their sexual energy too. So why are they at a stalemate then? If you two are so similar in terms of your goals, they want the relationship to be carefree and light and easy and fun, sexually fun again. But so long as they continue to act from a detached place of their feelings, whatever's causing that, I don't know. I really don't know. But for some reason, they have learned to see or express their sexuality as coming from a vulnerable space. And it's like, I can't be vulnerable towards you right now, Aries. I can't give you the best of myself. I just can't. I'm tired and I'm detached. It's not that I don't have it in me. I just don't have it in me to express it towards you. And in some respects, they are unhappy. But that unhappiness is coming from within. You just want to get back into a place where you can love them unconditionally again. And it's like, I want all of you. You're both showing me elements of love and sex and interest in healing it so you can bring out the best in each other again. I'm going to stop. What can help this person? What can help this person move their energy forward, please, to Aries in a way that's positive? How can we move this energy forward in a way that's positive? How would you advise? How would you advise this person, please? Because it's there, man. The energy potential for both of you is there, and you know that. That's all you want to do is get back to that place where they can own their energy 100%. That's open and loving and uninhibited. The intuition, devil, Capricorn energy, death. Hierophant energy. Good. We got some major players here today. Taurus, Capricorn, Scorpio. Doesn't have to be. Goodness me. They have a fear in them. They have some sort of fear in here. They have a fear in here somewhere that says that sexual energy is over. They feel it, or they lost it, and they don't know how to get back to it. They want to give you that fire, they do. But you can feel the resistance of it on the emotional level, can't you? That's what I keep hearing from you. I want all of you. You know, it reminds me, I keep getting it, I keep getting the blue heart. What's it called? Blue Valentine Blue, something like that. It reminds me so much of that. When the main character says, I don't just want your body, I want all of you, you know. And she's just kind of offering her body up begrudgingly. I think it's, I'm sorry, I can't remember. I think it's Blue Valentine. It's a very emotionally impactful movie. She doesn't feel that way anymore. She's not emotionally connected to him anymore. So she kind of just offers her body up as a fine, get here. Whatever it takes just to get you to leave me alone. He's like, that's not what I want. I want all of you, right? And it kind of feels like that, where they know they should have fire towards you, but they're emotionally absent, disappointed, sad. And they're not seeing and they're not connecting the dots of their kind of emotional disparity is playing on the negativity of their sexuality towards you, okay? They don't seem to see how it's related. It's kind of like, oh, I'm in a bad mood. That's why I don't want to have sex. Except it's a constant. And it remains a constant. Hence, when you're showing me a Queen of Swords, looking at the communication. You say one thing, but what actually happens is something else. They feel intuitively that perhaps, and it's a fear, how viable that fear is, I could not say. It's the devil thing. It's been on this person for a while in terms of their energy, so that would also explain the Nine of Wands. It's a repetition of behavior. That their sexual energy is over, and they feel it. But it's more like they fear it's over, and perhaps they don't want to disappoint you. So it's not really an accusation of, well, they're just not being vulnerable with you, Aries. It's much deeper than that. I don't know how aware of it they are. I don't... I can see why you're confused. They're telling you they want to heal the sexual energy, right? They're telling you. I still have the hots for you, Aries. You still turn me on. You still turn me on. I still got fire for you. I got fire for us. You know? But it doesn't match the deed. You can tell that part of them is emotionally dislocated from the experience. I don't know that the sex is completely over for this person. I know that I see them try. I do. If they weren't trying, I would see something more low level, like pages, that kind of thing. So I know they try, but you can still feel their emotional disconnectivity even while they try. And that's why the better part of you goes under the moon. It's become kind of an experience for you too, where you've had to detach your emotions to kind of meet them where they are. Because this is the real you. And that's beautiful. You should be very proud of that. It's beautiful energy. Queen of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the Six of Cups, that's beautiful. It's quality. That's some quality energy right there. It's beautiful. You know your body. You know your heart. Your sexuality for this person is strongly based in the memories. It's gentle. Yeah, very gentle energy. Very gentle moon energy. You love and bond with your person in all the right ways. Or at least you did. And you would like to. Again, your energy is very gentle. I would almost say it's sensitive. But it's very sensual too. You have very real physical energy, but is also very sensitive as well as sensual. You're very considerate of your partner, or you try to be. That's why you're trying to meet them where they are, but when I say all the time, and you've heard me say it, when you want to meet someone where they are, that means good matching energy for good matching energy. You don't want to lower yours in order to accommodate someone else. That's how you create spaces of resentment, bewilderment, confusion, pain, illusion, delusion, devil, codependency. You haven't gotten there, but you have become a little more detached because it's like the best parts of you that are very cohesive and wholesome and not far away from the Empress at all. It's like you don't know that you're doing it, but you can't give this person the best parts of yourself because they're not either. I know you think it's a temporary thing. I think. But you have to keep in mind the deed does not match the word. I hope that they find more resolution. Let's see if they do. You both show me a willingness to heal. I see it. I see it, but part of them is always going to withhold from the sexual experience, whatever that is with you. I know it has morphed over time. It has morphed. And a part of them is always going to hold back from the sexual energy. They're not going to really give all their emotions in it. Because they don't understand their own level of emotional disconnectivity starts with the self first. Where that comes from, I don't know. But I do think it's a fear. It looks like a fear. Whether it is rational or irrational, I don't know. That comes down to you and your person and how well you know them. But it seems to be a fear, and a deeply one, deep, strong standing fear that their sexual energy is over, or they just don't have it anymore. You seem to believe otherwise, because you're still saying, I love you no matter what. I still want to give you the best of myself, you know? Show me temperance, please. Heavy Sagittarian energy, Capricorn, Scorpio, Taurus, Libra. Anything else? Show me Page of Pentacles, Dead Center reading. Show me this temperance, please. Show me temperance. Nine of Swords. A lot of pain. Confusion. That's what we want to heal. You want to heal the confusion. You want to heal the pain. Why does it feel like this? It shouldn't. I remember how fluid you and I used to be. Ace of Cups, because it's coming from a good heart space. You both have good intentions. You both want to heal the pain and the worry and the woes, you know, as it relates to your sexual energy as well as your emotional energy. Okay. Show me this Page of Pentacles, please. And I have to insist until they get better acquainted of where their emotional detachment's coming from, the lack of vulnerability, the disappointment, the sadness, that fear of ending surrounding their energy, sexual or otherwise, until they really get in there and look at it. The healing will be a struggle. Page of Pentacles, please. Six of Pentacles. In the interim, we continue. See, careful. Please know that if we continue on in this way, Page of Pentacles, which is very little investment, it could either be a brand new thing, in which case you do start off tentatively, and that makes perfect sense. But when we're looking at established relationships, and established sexual energy, established love energy, I want to see more than a page. And the fact that it's dead center reading makes me nervous about the efforts two people are really putting in towards healing the sexual energy. Okay. In the interim, we're choosing to keep the balance, even though someone here is showing emotional detachment. Okay, and that's dead center. In other words, things have not changed for a long time, because we continue to invest in this way with next to no improvement. And this is what I tell people all the time, Aries. I'm sure you've heard me say it. Wanting is easy. Anyone can want. I want, I want, I want, I want, I want, I want, I want. Want is nothing. Doing is everything. You want the manifestation, you want the star. You have to do, not want. Pages in an established relationship, when it comes to intentions, is nothing. Pages are fine in contemplation of the new. In communication, low-level communication. But right now, we're literally continuing on as is, and this is the problem, because it's developing the Eight of Cups. The emotional detachment continues. So they're telling me they want to heal, or I'll do better, or I'll feel better, or my sexual energy is feeling peppy today, but there's still the emotional detachment because they have not addressed their fears. You're telling me I want to love you all the way that you are, and who you are for what you are, etc. I want to get back to that place. I don't blame you. But so long as two people continue to show low-level investment into real change, that's Six of Pentacles is literally keeping on, as is, maintaining the balance with very little effort. We're going to continue to show that divide of Eight of Cups, emotional detachment, and then thus the sexual divide grows. Very little physical energy here. And someone still remains emotionally detached from the experience, no matter how small or infrequent. And that is small, and that is infrequent. And it's at the heart of the matter. So I know they tell you, I want to give more of myself. I didn't mean to be so neglectful, okay? They show a little bit of that sexual energy, but it's not consistent and it's not maintained. We have to do the work here. We have to do the work here. To get in touch with ourselves emotionally again, and then thus in our relationship again. The Empress, yes, I've seen it many times. Many, many times. I can tell you, you two used to have no inhibitions whatsoever. You could just open yourselves up towards each other. And it was shy, and it was sensitive. It was considerate. How can I put that? It's considerate. It's making me smile. It makes me smile. I don't know why. But it was like very considerate lovemaking and very sensitive lovemaking. It was almost shy, but it was in full respect of each other's personhood as the Empress, twice. It was in full respect of that Empress energy. I see you, I respect you, I love your body, I love your mind, I love your heart. It was all there. And then it got reduced to a Page of Pentacles to a Six of Pentacles. It continues on in this way. The price will be Eight of Cups. Continued emotional detachment. And I know you cannot make this person catch up to where you want them to be. You just can't. Like going back to that movie, she couldn't make herself feel more for him than she did. Even though his best intentions and love was there, hers was not. And it took way too long for her to understand that, and it took way too long for him to understand that. And that's not where I want you to be. I don't want you to have a blue Valentine. Nobody wants that. Again, if you haven't, what is it, Ryan Gosling? I'm so bad with names. He's brilliant. Brilliant actor. It was a very emotional movie. Nobody wants that. I apologize. There's a reason I keep bringing it up. Most likely because you've either seen it or you can identify with it or it's confirmation in some way. Perhaps you see a blue heart. Perhaps your Valentines are blue. Your Valentines are blue. Sadness around Valentine's. The Empress, please. Show me the Empress. So much consideration of your person's sexual energy, but as they are as a whole person, you mean the world to me. I want all of you, all of that. It's here, and it breaks my heart. The Two of Cups, the Three of Wands, we're waiting. Five of Cups. yes, the energy divide will continue to grow over the next several months. As we continue to reflect on what used to be versus what is now. More so if you wait. 3 of Wands. Because the love is here. I understand. Scorpio had a similar combination not too long ago, where they had a 2 and a 5. The love is being spilled. It's not being... Sexual energy aside, the love is here. I see it. And you would have to be really, like, ignorant to not see it at this point. I know the love was here. An established commitment of some kind. And if we continue on in this way, dead center reading, which makes me nervous. We continue on in this low-level method way, the emotional divide continues. As we continue to wait for our Empress to be what they once were. And I mean literally wait. The cups will continue to spill. The emotional energy will be lost. The sexual energy is lost. It's not living up to the potential that it once was. You opened up with this pain. They opened up in the reflection of that pain. They're aware of it to some extent. They don't understand where it comes from. I don't know that you do either. I think it's very hard for them to talk about sex. Or that might be the guys. I'm not comfortable talking about that stuff. I'd rather just tell you I love you, and I know it's true. But that doesn't solve the problem, does it? That's where you're over here being confused. What you think and feel runs in direct contradiction to what they're telling you. I'm not saying they're a bad person. I'm saying they're a person that's out of touch with themselves. You both say you want the healing, specifically sexual healing, which is absolutely a thing. Sexual healing is absolutely a thing. You want to know? You ever had an over-the-top, spectacular, dramatic argument with your person? I'm talking words are exchanged. Maybe a shoe goes flying across the room. Like epic. And those things are inevitable. Honey, we can argue with ourselves to that level of intensity and frustration and anger. Never mind the dynamics of 2 people. You're gonna have tension in your marriage. You're gonna have tension in your commitments, and sometimes it gets heated and heated and heated. And you get negative fire, negative fire. But what happens when you make up? Once you turn your negative into a positive. Relationships are frustrating. And we don't want our sexual energy to be born from anger. That's not good. It can temporarily alleviate things. Because that passion works both ways, right? But that does not make for a long-standing relationship. What you have here is a very strong bond with somebody in remembrance of how it used to be. When it was cohesive, and it was loving and sweet, and it was all giving. Consider it too. It's almost shy. So yeah, sexual healing is a thing. That's my point. You can absolutely have sexual healing. Not just from arguments. But sexual healing that says, I need you. I need all of you. Sexual healing is a real thing. Your version of sexual healing comes from the place of utmost respect for who your person is and what your connection used to be and how you want it to be there again. Their version of sexual healing is a band-aid. Here's some King of Wands. 4 of 4 Wands. For the sake of our relationship, here's some fire. It's not coming from the place that says this should be a natural bonding principle between you and me. Proper sexual healing. This says, I need you. I need all of you. Yours is healthy. Their version of sexual healing is temporary, but it comes from a good place, I believe. It's in respect to you, trying to give something back to you. It's trying to give something back to you. But it's temporary, because you can still feel this. When they're with you, they're not with you. But Aries, I honestly believe, because you know me, I would tell you otherwise. That displacement comes from them first. If they are disappointed about the emotionality surrounding the relationship, that's something they need to come to terms with and own. I don't know if they're there yet. I don't know if they're in it. They seem to think, well, I'm just not sexually active with Aries anymore, or whatever. It comes from a deeper place. So yes, sexual healing, oh yes, absolutely, sexual energies. It's amazing to have that kind of sex where you just blow up on each other after you've had a really good fight and then you have really good make-up sex. Ooh! That's nice, that's fun. You gotta get through the argument first, but when you can laugh at each other, when you can laugh at each other after the fact and you two are smoking a cigarette from really stellar make-up sex, fantastic. But in long-term commitments, sexual healing, good sexual healing says, I need you in that way. That's what you want. That's all that you want. You want to need them again in that way, and you don't want the best parts of you under the moon. Nobody wants that. That's where all that beautiful, I respect you, I respect your body, I respect your heart energy comes from, is from within you, and it's so beautiful. And it's under the goddamn moon. And you know that's because of what they aren't sharing with you. And I do feel like it's coming from within. I don't know why they're fractured internally. But it comes from a fear that I have to admit is rather substantial. As a tarot reader, I have to tell you that's rather substantial. They fear the sexual energy is over, or rather they feel it, they fear and feel that it's over. And they don't know how to own it, they don't know how to say it. That's what's causing the discord. The Empress, again, you're just showing me you want to get back to principles. And the longer you, and I'm sorry to say this, you wait, the more the cups are spilled. I don't want you to wait for this person to realize themselves again. I don't want you to wait for this person to realize the energy that they used to have. They know, honey, baby, Aries, real talk. They know how your relationship used to be. They share the memories with you. That's why they try to put a band-aid over it. They occasionally give you some fire. Their feeling's not in it. That's why you continue in this dance of giving just enough, and they give very little too. Your framework, your structure, your wheelhouse for how you understand sexual energy, relationship compatibility, and mutual respect is correct. They're not matching in that way anymore, and I wish to God they would, honey, because how you perceive your sexual energy, your lovemaking, everyone should be so fortunate. I'm sorry. sometimes the sexual energy, because it is so very intimate, is so intimate and so internalized and so reactive to other people, it can just really pull me into a space sometimes. It's different than the love energy, which is here. I would tell you if it wasn't. That's one of the things they're struggling with. They don't know, and I don't think they've gotten anywhere near that. They don't put those two together, or at least they don't anymore. It takes me to a deep place because it's so terribly intimate. Everyone can talk about love, honey. Poets talk about love, writers talk about love, the media, music, everybody can talk about love. But in terms of sexual energy, that is like how you remember it, words fail. Words fail. The areas I'm looking at, the words would fail. And that's why it takes me to a different place. It's sexual energy. It's just so exactly that. It's very intimate. I'm sorry. I just, they're just taking me to a very interesting place today. Knights of Pentacles, please. Which one? Are we still, yes? I have the feeling, old Klimt here. Right about there. Some of this Knight of Pentacles, please, are sexual strengths. I know you're willing to take your time for this person. You've proven that already. You're willing to go at their pace. I know. I've already seen you reduce your energy to fit their flow. That's not energy compatibility. That's accommodation. Show me the Knight of Pentacles, please. Show me that Knight of Pentacles, please. Seven of Swords. And you doubt if the time that you are waiting for this person's energy to get back to where it used to be is viable. You're starting to doubt your instincts. Again, it was already back here. Your intuition was telling you what they're telling you isn't correct. Okay? Because when they do put the Band-Aid on, when they give you some of their physical energy, some of their fire, you feel that their emotions are several steps behind their actions. That's why your intuition is in conflict with their words. The Ace of Pentacles, the strength of the offer of justice. You are beginning to doubt the validity of waiting for this person's energy to become more cohesive like it used to be. Okay. Justice here, Libra energy, which is so very surprising. I don't know why I said that. Why did I say that? Well, Libra is ruled by Venus. And their sexual energy is so part of who they are. If they can't balance their sexuality and their emotions, there is going to be major conflict. So it could well be that your person is Libra or they have very strong Libra in their chart. But yes, no, you have begun to doubt substantially the time this is taking, how slow the energy is, if it will ever come together in a way that's correct or balanced with the strength of the Ace of Pentacles as it was, not anything new. If it was new, I'd tell you. It's more like the strength of the offer being legit for the both of you. You've begun to doubt that substantially, particularly how long it's taking, the time. So I know you're very patient. I see that. It's part of your sensitivity. And don't be offended by that word, honey. Sensitivity is not a bad thing. We could all do with more of it. I know I could. And that's saying something. If I'm admitting that, then that's saying something. I know I could do with more sensitivity. Somebody had the nerve, honey, the nerve, to ask me what my sexual energy looked like. And I said, that's none of your damn business. And it's not. I know what it looks like. I don't need the cards to tell me, honey. I'm very in touch with that side of myself. I don't need cards to tell me that. Shit. But we could all do with more sensitivity. And sometimes I'll react strongly. You know? That's just not who you are. You tell me that you're very much in tune with your partner. And they're lacking that vulnerability to tune you. They're not tuning you. You tune them, but they don't tune you. That's why you have changed your energy towards them. Like I said, your intuition's here not once but twice. You know. When they offer you the band-aid, their feelings behind it are absent, or you know it is temporary. It's a temporary promise to give you physical energy that's happy and healthy and loving. It's temporary, and you know it. You tune them, but they don't tune you. They're not listening to your body. That's because they're not listening to themselves. So 2 of Pentacles in the obstacles, please. Yes, the confusion, the mixed signals. I don't know what to do. What's really going on with my person? Honey, you already know. You know. If you don't know up here, I promise you, you know here. The 2 of Pentacles. You know. The 2 of Pentacles and the obstacles, please show me. Page of Swords, keeping an eye on things, but nothing's really changing. Show me this 2 of Pentacles, please. The confusion, long-standing confusion by the look of it, as indicated by the 2 of Pentacles, as well as the Knight of Pentacles, is the time spent on this, waiting for things to balance out or justify or get back to the way they were. Is that justified? You have begun to substantially doubt the ability to balance this thing in a way that makes sense to the both of you in the greater scheme of things, as well as the value. Got it. To Knight of Pentacles, again, it's repeating. So this is what I just said is what we're talking about. The time that has been involved in waiting for the energy to turn around when there's barely anything put into it other than temporary inflation because it stems from a bigger issue that is beyond your control. And you know this. That's why it's so slow. That's why after all this time you have doubt, if you're being honest with yourself, doubted that this thing will ever turn around or get back to the way it was. It is parts your intuition not listening to it, and then not knowing themselves and being able to communicate with you in a way that's honest and makes sense to you. There are 2 parts at play here. You both know and do not know. They do not know at all. They can't be honest with you unless they're honest with themselves. The Magician. Eventually the conclusion will be arrived to. What you will do with that information, I do not know. That's up to you. Tarot doesn't dictate action, you do. The High Priestess. Again, twice. The High Priestess, please. Show me the High Priestess, please. Aries. This is not an indefinite, honey. This is not a conclusion. This is over the next several months. Energies like this don't just wrap up and button up conveniently overnight. That's not how life works. That's not how tarot works. Everybody comes to tarot looking for quick solutions, like it's fast food. Sorry, I don't eat fast food, so I'm not going to deliver you fast food. Real tarot reflects real life. You know. The High Priestess, the Knight of Swords. Eventually, you have to trust that you're going to take action. You have to trust that. Your intuition is going to tell you what to do. You softly ignore it back here. I know why. You're going to follow your heart, whatever that means to you. The Queen of Cups, the Knight of Swords, you will be taking action as a coordinates to your conscience, as well as your heart, as well as your intuition. So the best parts of you will be making some sort of decision and action in the future. And it's coming from a place of love. So you have to trust your instinct. How you will be acting through love, I don't know, but it's here. The Tower. You are going to expect to make changes. What that changes is, again, I don't know. I just know it'll be done from a correct space. You will be acting and communicating thusly through your heart. So I trust your actions. Your intuition, they're here as well. So whatever tower that tower is, it could be an honest conversation with this person. But given the Knight of Swords isn't just about communication, but also direct action, you'll be taking some sort of action that is going to result in change. But it comes from a place of the heart, so you have to trust it. And from the areas I'm looking at, you're very sensitive to your person's needs. You're in tune with your person, they're not in tune with you. They know that they should be giving you more. It's the feeling behind it. that they can't supplement. You can't supplement feelings. You can try to band-aid the wound. That's not exactly the same thing as healing it. So what that Tower is to you, I do not know, but I trust it. I trust it because I know where it's coming from. Where you are kind of softly ignoring this. The deed does not match the word. You'll be making some sort of change in the future that recognizes that time has passed in this way, with very little to show for it. I would like to know what that Tower is, but it seems to involve some sort of communication as well as action. But I trust the heart space. Is there anything else here, please, that we should know about? The Aries I'm looking at, honey, even if you're not dominant Aries, I'm telling you, some of you are not dominant Aries. You're not dominant. I mean, by that I mean it's not your sun sign. And I see that because you have what looks like multiple points of reference for bonding. So that tells me diversified chart, a very diversified chart. You don't lean too heavily in any one area. Not too much fire, not too much water, not too much earth. I don't think air is your primary. I do think you have Aries somewhere very predominantly in your chart. Because the thing is, it's like, you know yourself, but the level of respect and sensitivity you show the person you're bonded to suggests that you don't try to impose your will, that you in fact try to understand, you tune them. Like I said, you're very good at tuning. But it doesn't seem to be a two-way street, or at least it isn't, not anymore. But regardless of where your Aries placement is, I do know this: if you have any sort of strong Aries in your chart, at some point you're going to want to take action. But you want it to come from the best space within you, so you're going to pull your best qualities out of the moon and speak from the heart and act from the heart. So I don't know what Tower it is you're going to pull, I just know it's you that's generating it. Because so far you have shown me the most consistent, do-right, upright energy. And I have to say, well, just as an FYI, I'll get back to that. Right. I have to say, from the side, Aries is just someone who can see tarot in layers like I do, okay, because I've been doing this a long time. And I know energy diversity when I see it. I don't mind telling you, you're a hell of a love maker. I don't mean sex. Love maker. You're very considerate. That's the Aries I'm looking at. It's almost like a point of pride for you. To be sensitive to your person's body, their needs, their signals. You're very generous. Of course you want the same. And I can see why you put the best parts of yourself under the moon. You're not getting it back, not like you used to. You're trying to meet them more where they are. And that's typically what we try to do for our partners in temporary situations. It's not meant to be long term. Okay, and it's looking like this has been long term for a while. You waiting patiently, going at their pace, their speed, but without any different results. So I don't think you're insane at all. I think you've done the best you can. I really believe that. It's a person who has quite a bit of work to do. I told you, the sexual energy as it relates to ourselves, and thus our relationships. Now, I was trying to see something of what that Tower is. I was reflecting on the Tower, and this might be advice in general. I don't know, so you take it as it resonates. Tarot doesn't dictate action. You do. Always. That's non-negotiable. 5 of Pentacles, Page of Swords, 6 of Swords. Some of you have begun the process of looking forward to breaking away. Not looking forward to as in you're excited about it. I mean looking towards a solution. 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords. Break and move on. But it's still at the stage of inquiry. I don't think you're just going to abandon this person. What I think is that you're going to have a conversation about this person, about thoughts, conclusions, hypotheticals, reality. But yes, some of you will be breaking away, moving forward. Others of you, because it's coming from a place of the heart, want to have an honest conversation about moving forward. And what does that look like? Not as a threat, but coming from an understanding of maybe this is best for you, maybe this is best for me. Let's talk about it. King of Cups, there it is again. Yes, I see that in you. Temperance, Sagittarian energy. Healing through the heart. 5 of Pentacles. Sexual healing, emotional healing, all of it. Yes, I agree. I know, honey, it's so hard. It's so hard. I know it's hard. When you can start off so fluidly like that with somebody, and you both come together under the same banner and the same interest and mutual respects of each other's feelings and sexual needs, because at the beginning it doesn't feel like needs at all. You don't have needs when somebody's fulfilling them. Do you know what I mean? That's what I mean by easy. You're not fulfilling anyone's needs when you're right there and you want to. You very much want to. You want all of your person. They can't say the same right now, and it's been like that for a long time. So what do you do when something like this is a long-standing issue? What do you do? Keep hoping, wishing, and wanting things will go back to the way they were? You've already done that. You know it doesn't work. And wanting is, like I said, wanting is easy. It's the work. I don't even know if I finished that fucking point. I'm so sorry. I get lost in these things. I said wishing, wanting, wishing. That's so fucking easy. It's actions who determine what we are and who we are and what we're about. Not hypotheticals, not waiting something out, hoping things will just get better without doing a damn thing. And it's because you fell into something with somebody so easily and so succinctly, like that with your energies. It's like now you're in a position of having to really look at something tangible and difficult. 5 of Wands. There will be some critical exchange of energies within the next week with this person, a Pisces energy under the moon. You try not to show your frustration. I know that's probably one of the many things that's under your moon, and by frustration I mean your sexual frustration, as well as your emotional disconnectivity with this person. It's one of the things you try not to show. I have to tell you, there will be another one of those moments relatively soon from this message where you will be frustrated once more and you feel obligated to shove it under the moon. Don't bring it up. Don't mention it. It's a sensitive topic. There's no point. It's a lost cause. Don't argue about it. There's no point. That's a delusion and you know it. It is important. You're going to have another one of those moments within the next 5 days. And it's going to be further proof. For some of you, May might be terribly important for some reason. That might be an anniversary marker. For some of you, it's May. Heavy 5 references here on the timeline. Last May or upcoming May might be of importance. But 5 or the month of May might be some significance for some of you in connection with your person. Also the 18th, the 28th. But for the most part, I'm seeing it as another thing that you feel that you just have to bury and not bring up and not discuss because it causes too much conflict with them, with you, the both of you. King of Swords, you already have this kind of attitude with this person. That's not who you are. That's not who you are. That's not what you want to be. Some of you, Aquarian energy does not have to be. The 9s, 5s and 9s. Dear God. Yes, there will be some frustrating moments within the next week, but you already anticipate that for some reason. It'll be further proof, though, of what you've been feeling about the King of Wands in reverse. This person uses their fire as a band-aid to kind of meet your needs without the feeling behind it. That's not how it used to be, I know. But you know the truth. The King of Wands in reverse, that lack of passion is a real issue. Show me more about this proposed tower, please, in the future. Show me more, please, about this proposed tower in the future. Show me more, please, about that proposed tower. Scorpio season does not have to be. I know. Somebody's... The long and short of that was that that dramatic little split. Thank you, Spirit. Somebody's not being honest with themselves. The tower, please. 5 of Cups. Ew, man. For some of you, 5 months from now, when you might have a, which actually makes quite a bit of sense with that relationship person. 5 of Cups, the 9th might be important of any given month. I could not say a week to 4 to 5 months. You might have a tower moment with this person, but you need to trust that tower moment because it's coming from a good space of both your intuition, which you are now listening to, as well as your heart space, which is open to the subject. Okay, in a way that's honest. The King and Queen of Cups isn't just about, oh, I love you, I love you. It's speaking from honesty of the heart. And also acting. Now the sadness about the cups that are being lost and spilt. Again, like I said, it's coming from a good place. 1 month, 4 months, 5 months, and for some of you, 9 months. It's across the board here, isn't it? 6 of Pentacles, yes. 9, 5, 4, 15, 16, 14. 7. I got various timelines across the board about the different degrees of difficulty. But it does seem mostly concentrated in about 4 to 5 months from now in terms of having some sort of tower moment. You will continue to balance with this person in the interim and trying to get them to open up, and you will continue to carry doubts with you as you do so because you already have ample proof of the issue. So 7 weeks for some of you as well. Now, let's do something from here. Love call. Camera. That's what I've been talking about. I know you can remember how it used to be. When the call was easy and it wasn't hard to pick up the phone. Camera. The reminiscence of the love call and how easy it used to be. You know how it is when you start connecting with somebody in that way and you can't stop talking to them? It's like, no, you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you... All that. All that squishy stuff. I know that's one of the things that you remember. Self-indulgence, I also saw this for Sag, and this deck, it's a little different. It doesn't mean anything bad. Self-indulgence, I don't know why they named it that. It's a horrible name. It automatically evokes negative connotation, but there you are. Focus on the self, your self-worth, yes? Your person as well. They need to understand that the sexual energy is a good thing. It's a form of healthy expression with the person that you love. Now, if they no longer feel that way, that's something they need to come to terms with, because it is time to heal. They need to do their shadow work. I really am seeing more of it over here. Their shadow work, the sense of self-appreciation, because you're all but ready. It's like, I want you, I want all of you. That's all I get from your side of the board. And I'm not even doing yours and theirs. That's just what your energy is telling me today. The coffee cup, meeting, conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, friendship. This energy, I don't know where this came from in the 11th hour. It's completely different. You don't have that kind of relationship with this person. This is some sort of relationship and or commitment here. Coffee cup, you will have a coffee something with somebody soon. Now, it could be that you can just talk to this person casually over coffee. That's not what I'm feeling. This is external energy. I don't know where it's coming from. is the coffee cup. You will be meeting with somebody relatively soon. Under what or why or for what context, I do not know, but it's a chance for you to talk or open up to somebody whom you share cups with. Somebody who you get advice from, or you can share your thoughts with about what's going on. So do keep that in mind. That just came up out of nowhere. It's confirmation for some of you. You'll be having a coffee session with somebody. Coffee session? You have a coffee session with somebody? Where you talk with them? And you get your thoughts out? Where'd that come from? You'll be having one soon. Either right before this message or right after this message. That was completely outside of this whole time. This whole thing. I don't know. It's probably somebody that you can confide in. You know, somebody you can confide in, somebody who makes you feel better, who kind of lifts your mood up, kind of like how coffee does. Your mood lifter, you know. Your coffee friend. Okay, Queen of Wands. Well, okay. 10 of Pentacles. Somebody who has very strong, fiery, passionate energy that comes naturally and easy for them. You'll be connecting with them soon. This is someone who is very, very comfortable with their fire. This is someone who is very creative, kind of holds no prisoners. Their energy is kind of fluid, fast, just kind of intense. Their energy is a little intense. Okay. They have a 10 of Pentacles backing their energy, so they're like, I'm fucking solid. How are you? Wow. Some of you have a coffee, somebody who meets that. I don't know who this person is to you, but it seems like they give good advice or good counsel. But this is the person who has the opposite. Like, they have no problem with their passion or their expression whatsoever. They're like, what's up? I'm living life, loving it. How are you? What's going on? So their energy, their passion's kind of loud and proud, and it's solid as hell. With that 10 of Pentacles, they might be wealthy, very independent, very stable. So this person is stable, gives solid advice, and they're kind of the opposite of that natural fire. They can show it very, very easy. They might be a very passionate person. That kind of thing. So you'll be seeing this person relatively soon, so they might be giving you good advice. This might be someone who can confide in. They might give you kind of like that spiritual boost of energy that says, open up. Open up, just open up your energy, just relax, or they help you relax, or they help open up your energy beyond the scope of what it is that you're experiencing. They make you feel more lighthearted, more free, as opposed to the heaviness of this energy that you are in. So this person might help you open up your mind, open up your spirit, give you a good, strong injection of energy that makes you feel like, okay, I can do this again. I can take on this world with a fresh face, that kind of thing. I don't know who they are to you, but their characteristics are coming across. It's quite strong. Oh, so they do. The 5 of Cups. The Queen of Cups. You need to talk to this person about what's going on. Okay? You need to talk to this person about what's going on. You are. Your heart space connects to this person in a way that says, I can confide in you. It's a bit of a sensitive subject for you, though. It's a sensitive subject. But you can talk to this person. You can talk to this person, I believe, about what's going on in your heart. Anyway, that's enough. I don't know where they came from, but all I know is that they give you a good, solid injection of energy and spirit, and they kind of lift you up a little bit. Well, actually, quite a bit. If I'm being honest, their energy is very solid. Anyway, I don't know why I got lost on that all. I have no idea where that came from. Anyway, if that makes sense to you, put in the comments as you see fit. Aries. Yes, it's difficult. These things are going to be. Trust your instinct and future. About your Tower moment and how you're going to speak and or act from your heart space of good intention. About what that looks like for you, for your person, where this relationship's going. I need to wrap this up. I do apologize. This was a complex one. I really got a lot of emotional layers from you today. And I do believe we're going to have a reasonable discussion. 5 of Pentacles, movement, that kind of thing. Okay. And that, like I said, your sexual energies. There's something. There's something. by all rights, you should be able to make an unsensitive person very sensitive. I don't get it because your energy is just so lovely, and it's willingness to be vulnerable. It's you have a very strong ability to tune. Pick up on your person's moods, their needs, what's going on, that kind of thing. Okay, the next time I do Intimate Tarot will be in about 3 months, so that will put us roughly in, let's just call it Capricorn season. So that should be, that should be around January. And we'll see if there isn't more for you in the general sense. The general readings will resume in the next couple of weeks. I go back to Celtic Cross and etc. Aries, honey, I hope this was helpful to you. You do let me know. Okay? You'll be okay. You have to trust the process. And you're going to have to, especially if your person is disconnected from themselves. You're going to have to trust your own process. Don't pull yourself to where they are. That's not going to help you. You have to trust you in your processes. Okay? That's enough. Aries, take care. Be well.